As a first-time home buyer navigating the housing market in Salt Lake City, it can be difficult to understand the qualifications needed to obtain a loan. The qualifications for a first-time home buyer loan in Salt Lake City are primarily based on the buyer's financial situation, including credit score, income, and debt-to-income ratio. As of 2021, borrowers in Salt Lake City must have a minimum credit score of 620 or higher in order to be approved for a loan. Additionally, lenders usually require a minimum gross household monthly income of at least 2 times the amount of the loan payment in order to be approved. That's such a mouthful. What does that even mean? If your payment is $500, you have to earn $1,000 a month. That's what that means. Finally, borrowers must have a debt-to-income ratio that is no higher than 43%, meaning the total of their monthly debt payments cannot exceed 43% of their monthly income. In addition to the financial qualifications, lenders in Salt Lake City may also require that borrowers meet other criteria, such as being able to make a minimum down payment of at least 3.5% of the purchase price. First-time home buyers in Salt Lake City might also be required to attend credit counseling or other educational sessions as part of the loan qualification process. Overall, there are a variety of qualifications that must be met in order to qualify for a first-time homebuyer loan in Salt Lake City. It's more important for potential buyers to inquire about the specific requirements that their lender are going to have in place for their particular loan so that they can be prepared to meet all of the necessary qualifications as prices keep rising through the roof. With the right preparation and research, first-time homebuyers in Salt Lake City can secure a loan that best suits their budget and their financial goals. Salt Lake City is a great place to live, and the chance to have a first-time homebuyer loan can make it even better. But before you jump in, there are some qualifications you'll need to keep in mind. First and foremost, you need to have a steady income and good credit. Most loans have a minimum credit score requirement and income levels that are hard and fast. This can vary from lender to lender, of course, so it's always good to compare between different lenders what those terms look like and find the very best deal. Additionally, most first-time homebuyers are required to make a certain percentage down payment on the property. This has been 20% historically, but the average tends to be closer to 5% with higher home prices. Most lenders also require that buyers have a specific amount of cash reserves, which can include money for closing costs and other expenses, like little things that go wrong with the home immediately after you move in. No one wants to default on their mortgage because they had to replace the furnace. Aside from these basic requirements, there may be other things to consider. For example, if you're buying a condo in Salt Lake City, the HOA will likely have additional requirements of its own. You'll need to be aware of these in order to make sure that you're eligible for the loan. So no matter the eligibility criteria, the most important thing to remember is just to stay informed. Research all of the different options available to you and look into the requirements and make sure that you are getting the very best deal and, most importantly, that you understand the loan process. This can really help ensure that you get the very best deal possible and make the experience of buying a first home in Salt Lake City as stress-free as is humanly possible. Potential borrowers must have a good credit score and a manageable debt-to-income ratio. Both of these factors can have a significant bearing on whether or not a lender approves a loan for a first-time home buyer. Other important factors that lenders may consider include down payment, closing cost repayment, employment, income history, the borrower's propensity for repayment. The lender is also going to consider how well the applicant can stay current on their mortgage payments and in the future. In addition to these basic criteria, The Utah Housing Corporation offers additional assistance to first-time homebuyers. These programs include down payment assistance in the form of grants and low-interest loans, as well as mortgage credit certificates that provide an additional income tax credit for qualified applicants. These programs are a great benefit to many first-time homebuyers in Salt Lake City, as they can often make the difference between success and failure in obtaining a loan. Ultimately, the qualifications for a loan for a first-time homebuyer in Salt Lake City are going to depend on various factors, including all of the things that we've talked about so far. With the assistance of local lenders and organizations such as the UHC, first-time homebuyers in Salt Lake City have a chance to achieve the dream of home ownership. But ultimately, the best way to make sure a loan application is successful is by spending time understanding the process and researching the different criteria and requirements for a loan. Developing a relationship of trust with a local lender can make a giant difference as well. Generally, a mortgage broker can save you money on your loan because they don't have the same overhead and fees from the company that employs them. Nevertheless, every borrower is slightly different, and the very best information is going to come directly from the lender you trust. If you're thinking about buying your first home in Salt Lake City, watch my guide, The Best Neighborhoods in Salt Lake City. It provides a comprehensive overview of the best neighborhoods in Salt Lake City if quality of life is the most important thing about buying a home for you. That means the guide assesses how walkable neighborhoods are and how close it is to restaurants, pubs, entertainment. Watch my video, Best Neighborhoods in Salt Lake City. I'm Ryan Shupit with Active Utah Homes at Realty One Group Signature. On this channel, I teach you everything you need to know about buying your first home.